Hello and welcome back to this beginner guide to speedrunning Ocarina of Time with glitches at any percent. Since the last video, all I did was get health from inside that grave. There's a fairy fountain, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a save warp, and it'll teleport us to the Temple of Time. And since we beat the Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple, it'll actually play the cutscene that gives us the light arrows. So it just, because the game only looks at the last two medallions, and if you have those medallions, it assumes that you did the others. So it's cool. We were able to skip the Forest Temple and the Fire Temple. We never even went in the Fire Temple, and then we also the Water Temple. So now we're gonna head to Ganon's castle, and because we have the light arrows and the last two medallions, we can actually make the rainbow bridge appear, and that's what we're gonna do. And if you notice, with Ganon's castle, you can't really see from this shot, but there's these four pillars along the sides that show like the colors of the, what is it? So inside you have to beat all these barriers and stuff and go along with all these challenges until you can get into the main part of Ganon's tower. But there's a clever glitch that lets us get through all of that from the very second room. Or, no, it'd be the third room in, but it doesn't really matter. So anyway, we're going to cross this bridge. And I'm just going to skim down through this. And what you want to make sure, okay, so you want to know what a certain sound, when you walk on the carpet, it sounds different than this tile. Because when you come in here, it's going to be really hard to see. And you also want to see that you're in between the green and the spirit beams. And you want to be aligned right there. And make sure you know that sound, because in the pitch black, it's kind of hard to tell. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to move this statue towards the wall and the door. Don't want to get hit. It doesn't really matter. Just I don't have a lot of health. I just have 3 hearts, so you want to keep as much as you can. So just continue pushing him, and we're gonna do a jump slash through this wall if you didn't guess that already. So you want to line it about at here, yeah. Okay, so and I'll show you where it is. It's right there. And what you want to do is you want to angle yourself so that you will actually jump slash and bounce off the statue into the wall. So you don't want to come in at an angle like this. You want to actually come in and look at the door like that, and it shall pop you right through. So now you have to be really careful in here, and you want to go really slow because you have to wait. You have to move towards that sound of the carpet. So I'm going to be quiet here. And I think that was it. So now you look up to see if you are in the right spot, and we are. We're in between the two, and you want to aim toward the center, and then you want to walk up. And this will put us on that bridge. Basically, we're just going to walk through that barrier door. And I must have hit the right side of it, so just walk a little to the left, and it'll walk you right in. All right, so now the first room of enemies is Lizalfos. And I don't think in this playthrough I've fought any of these. They just jump over your head a lot. It's you just focus on one and like attack it until it dies. You don't have to change enemies like you do with the skeletons in the next room. These guys are pretty simple. So, okay, one more jump slash should do it. If I just line them up, and yep, okay. Alright, so in the next room, we're going to get the boss key, and it's guarded by 2 Stalfos. These two, I believe, you don't have to kill one and then kill, I mean, you can kill one and kill the other. You don't have to keep them both alive before you kill them both. I'm skimming through. I've fought them so many times, there's really no reason to show it again. And in the next room, I actually got a little bit of damage from that, so that's going to be a bummer. For the strategy for this is just separate them and then do them one at a time, just like we always have. They're pretty simple as well, as long as you have your timing right. You shouldn't even get a scratch. And just like that. Okay, so now we're just going to make our way up to Ganon. Okay, and a few things to set up here first. You are going to want the hook shot or the long shot, whatever you have, and you are going to want the... We're going to empty a bottle. Oh, and you're also... Yeah, okay, so empty the bottle, and then come in here. There's a cool little thing you can do with the bottle. You can actually reflect the beams with it. So that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our sword for this first rally. And there's an interesting technique that you have to use if you want to beat Ganon fast. If you do a jump slash and then you use your shield to crouch stab, every time you crouch stab him, it's the same amount of damage as a full jump slash, but it's way faster. So we're actually able to do this in 2 cycles if you do it right. So we did it perfectly right there. And now we're going to keep going with our sword. And I think I'm going to switch over to a bottle. Yeah. So to show you that you can use a bottle, you can. It's a little more difficult. But then you just shoot him, and then you're going to run, and in the mid-air you're going to jump slash, and that's going to give us the crouch stab of the power of a jump slash, and then you can kill him in this cycle. So Ganon is really easy this way. Next is, like, personally I think the Stalfos are harder than Ganon. Especially this next one. If you equip the hover boots while going on this, it's a lot easier because you can just, like, walk over those gaps, whereas Zelda usually would get in the way and like push you off. So here we're gonna kill these Stalfos. It's the same method. You attack one for a bit, and then right before you think it's about to die, you just switch over to the next one. Crap, hit me. Okay, and a few more. One more. Okay, good. These things create so much lag when they die, but luckily we only had 1 hit on that one too, and now we should be able to keep going. I'm going to get a heart. Okay. So now we just have to quickly exit Ganon's tower. There's just going to be one re-dead mummy thing that's going to block me, but that's okay. If you stay on the right side, it can't even grab you. Now, we're going to lose the Master Sword. Oh, one thing to note, there's a good shot. The beams are still up, meaning that we never actually finished those trials, but it's just a little thing that's funny to see. That wouldn't have happened if you had done it how they intended you to. But anyway, so we don't actually have... We never went to the Fire Temple, so we never got the Megaton Hammer. And that's normally how at least I would have done it if I had played the game the way they had intended. But you can actually just use the hook shot. So what you want to do is you want to run straight for him and then roll under him when he attacks, and then you can hook shot him after de-targeting. Sometimes you can get 2 hits in, sometimes you can't. So, and you just keep this up for the first cycle. I think I'm going to scrub through it just because it's going to get redundant. This can take a while. It would be faster if you used the Megaton Hammer, but if you don't have it, you can use this. You can use bombs too, but that's just ridiculous. And in this playthrough, we weren't even supposed to really get the bombs. You were supposed to just use your bomb choose and monitor how many you were using. So now we can get the Master Sword, and this will put us into the part 2 of this fight. And basically, it's the exact same setup. So we're just going to let him get up because we're nice like that. We could have probably got some hits in there, but I don't care. So now we just roll under. Oh, I missed. He sidestepped me. So roll under him, and then hit him with the sword. Just like that. I got 2 hits. And you just want to repeat this, just like the last cycle. And I'm just going to scrub through this, just because it's really redundant. And once you do this, it'll end up with the final blow, and you have to have the Master Sword to be able to hit him in the face for the last time. So about here, one more should do it. If I didn't miss like that. Roll under him and hit him. Hit him? Yes, okay. And now, We're just going to stab him in the face, and that'll be the end of the game. We beat the game. Just like that. So that's going to be the ending of this beginner guide to speedrunning Ocarina of Time with glitches at any percent. So I guess we'll just watch this little cutscene. Yeah, you gotta stab him in the face. And because this is version 1.0, it's actually red blood that spits out. Whereas if it wasn't, it would be green. Just something to note. Well, anyway, so that's the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.